It was quite unfortunate, but this was something that came up and it was quite dirty. Dirty in the sense that it affected quite a number of people. No, first song of the year goes to the artist, not for himself. Ajeze. Ajeze had soup and quine, and quine, ben quine, and so on. So I think, and he calls himself a non-for artist. So yeah. Merry Christmas to everybody watching us, to the family and friends, to everybody that has made this year awesome. Corona is still around. Make sure you're on your mask, your sanitizer, and you don't go out when you're not needed. Merry Christmas and prosperous New Year.
Welcome back. Thanks for staying. And this is still simply Showbiz right here on TV3. And we're streaming on Facebook on TV3 Ghana. Drop your comments there and hopefully the world gets to see it. But let me tell you that we're in studio, or I am in studio with, let's start in no particular order, the man who is at my extreme left. That's an order anyway. His name is Ricky. That's how we call him in this industry. He's called Ni Kote. But, Kote. But we call him Ricky in this industry. And Ricky works with the 3 Music Network. He's a production man there. Welcome, Ricky.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so next to Ricky is the beautiful and, of course, controversial Vida Edichunwa Boating. And Vida, it's such a pleasure to have you.
Thank you for having me.
And this man, the aviation man who talks showbiz with so much passion and won't let anything slide. His name is Arnold Asamoah Baidu. Always a pleasure to have you, Arnold.
Always. Is she controversial?
Hey, when the two of them meet. Hey.
I don't know. If you call me controversial, I don't know what you call Arnold.
Arnold, yeah, he has PhD.
MVP.
Anyway, so let's talk about the year 2020. I've seen you, Arnold, do a lot of write-ups in this year 2020. We want to first find out what kind of year you think it's been for the show business fraternity.
Well, turbulent year. If I can characterize it with an adjective, I think it's been a very turbulent year. It's not been limited to only our space. I mean, worldwide, when it comes to the arts and showbiz industry, it's affected. COVID, of course, was heavily affected. And so for me, I think it's been a turbulent year for the industry in general. I mean, once we are part of the international showbiz arena, it affected us as well. Performances, production, endorsements, everything else within the industry was heavily affected.
Heavily affected. He calls it a turbulent year. Ricky, what kind of year would you say it's been?
I'll say it's been a year of novelty. This year we've had people do new stuff. We've had people do amazing stuff. I mean, people who still wanted to be in business. As far as COVID is concerned, away from even the COVID situation, if you really want to still maintain your business or you still want to maintain your brand, you've had to do something new. You've had to be very, very, very super innovative, and that's what it has been for me. And that's how I'm going to more or less tag this year, that a year of novelty. And that's
a year
what
of novelty, turbulent novelty. Vida.
Yeah, I think it's been a slow year in terms of the arts and creative industry. I mean, there are lots of people who had aspirations, how they were going to, release songs, release movies, go to the cinemas, but due to COVID, there's really nothing more that you can do than the virtual shows and all that. So if there's any year that any artist has thought of having a second job, I think it will be this COVID year. Yeah.
2020.
Yeah.
So even though there's been a lot of novelty, turbulent, and for you talk about the fact that it's been a slow year. Yeah. There's still been some activities that have happened in this year, and that's what we are going to be running through for you. So we start with the discovery of the year. People say that 2020 has opened our eyes to a lot of talents as well. Who would you say has been a discovery for you this year?
Okay, so for me, I was highly impressed with the American movement, and that movement, churned out a lot of brilliant actors. Kenneth was a top of Yatog, Reggie, there's one gentleman called Reggie and all that stuff. I mean, so the American movement was very insightful, and it actually projected Ghana on the map. And so apart from projecting these artists, the drill or the drill sound,
the drill sound, Asaka,
yes, was projected in a very pleasant way. And so they did it for me in no particular order, but I think all the guys within that American movement really, really take the cake.
And you forgot about the Emilia Brobe.
They tried. They tried. But then I'm talking about.
Let me top the list up. Mona.
I'm talking
Yeah,
about
there's
those who
Mona as
actually-
well.
Emilia Brobe.
They made an attempt.
We are also waiting for a Fiashua and Medical song. I mean,
Okay, the
they said
year
they're
has not
going to-
ended yet, so
yeah, so
hopefully.
we're still
For me,
waiting.
seriously, it's all about the impact. It's all about your ability to generate conversation and the quality of stuff you actually produce. And for me, I think the American guys did it for me.
Vida,
Yeah, my take will be the beef between Eno.
that's for your discovery of the year.
No, I mean, it unleashed the dragon in Eno for me.
Okay.
So for some of us, even though we know she's a good rapper, there's some, bits that we didn't really, there's some juice that we didn't really get out of her until the beef actually, triggered. And they were doing like a 24-hour back-to-back, you say this, I reply you with punchlines and all that. I mean, and we saw the rap side of Sister Fia also. I mean, it wasn't that bad.
The rap that people still do not believe
Yeah,
she wrote
we
herself.
felt it was coming from Soul Tone, but we can't really say much about that. And Frida Rhymes has also been amazing. So for me, the re-emergence of Eno for me, it did it for me for my discovery of the year. Yeah.
Even though she's in it. So you didn't have any new face that you thought
I think
COVID had?
Famia was also okay.
But Famia is not a new artist.
He's
is
not a
he?
new artist, but like the songs that he churned out this time wasn't that bad. I can't really pinpoint a new
Any
act
person that you said,
yeah,
you discovered in 2020.
Yeah, I can't
Ricky,
really.
is the same for you?
No, for me, I think it started with a very, very bright year for Bosompi Young. Atajwa, it was what actually started the years for everybody, like for us, as far as the music industry is concerned. It's what put him out there, is what set the music industry, to light. Also, I'd want to commend Clemento Suarez. This has been his year. In this COVID era, he excited everybody. It is this year, for me, it is this year that I can strongly claim that Clemento Suarez got super popular. Also with his ABE, the COVID ABC thing, and then on the lighter side, Jampan Trudu, Ablekuma Nana Lace also, was able to get some shine, and then the other guy, AY Poyo, was also able to get his name in the spotlight. Not just music, and I think Aisha Modi also got some attention.
Aisha too became discovery of the year.
Of course.
Wow.
No, this year has been Aisha Modi's year. This year,
How?
a lot of unless you
In what category are you placing her?
Unless you want us to skew it towards just music.
Oh,
but
no,
in terms of
no.
discovery, I
The
think
show business in
I think
general.
Aisha has, it is this year that Aisha got, popular. It's this year that everybody began
Popular
to
for
appreciate or acknowledge, for her efforts in the industry. But for this year, a lot of people didn't know she was involved with Ofrian Ponsan or Brafo, or the role she played. And that's some good job out there. If it was not for certain comments that she made, which was more controversial and all of that, I think this has been a good year for her, for people now, because on social media, people used to drag her
Why
a
are you
lot.
sleeping?
People used to drag her.
It's like you don't agree with what he's saying.
But
At all.
that's fine. People used to drag her a lot until she began to prove to people her achievements, the works and investments she's put in others. You may choose to disagree, but this year was, a big year that we discovered, some of us discovered Aisha Modi. I think she mentioned Mona. Yeah.
So you have a tall list of people you've discovered in the
this
year.
year.
But you two, quickly, you don't agree. And why don't you agree?
Agree to which one exactly?
Because you kept shaking your head when I was talking about
Aisha Modi.
discovery thing.
I mean, I can't knock his hustle. I mean, he is describing what is his
Discovery of the year.
And so I can't really take anything away from him. But I was thinking we were talking about talent. And so I didn't know Talking Plenty was a talent. I mean, if that's what you think, it's
No,
But
that's
he
why I was
says
saying
the things that
if
she's
it's not about
revealed
music alone.
to us. Now he's concerned about what she's revealed to us as when you talk about impact, as her impact to the
that's fine,
industry.
but for me, I mean,
I mean, if we had to
I
have,
mean, let me applaud her with regard to what she's been able to contribute to the industry. And so I would not want to take anything away from Aisha. But for Ricky to add her as a discovery of the year, Charlie, big ups to you.
So if you had to have everyone else who has invested in an artist come out to speak the way she speaks, I'm sure you have like 200 discoveries of the year.
But
the only time she came out was just to tell people that I did this for you, I did that for you. You didn't pay me back with any goods, so I'm taking my money back. You can take me to court, blah, blah, blah. Stonebwoy was on air saying that we shouldn't take anything that Aisha says as the official statement coming from
It doesn't take away the fact that that's he discovered this year. So
I am on discovering his discovery.
no, but also one of the names that you mentioned popped up during a conversation with some industry folks. I think that I remember George Britton actually mentioning Clemento Suarez as his comic actor of the year, like COVID comic actor of the year. You find him as a discovery. You put him under discovery. You don't think that he will be better placed and you know, comic actor of the year?
It's still discovery. You know, you were discovered this year through maybe comic and several other things. You know, I think for me, you may choose to disagree, but I think this has been Clemento's biggest year. You know, even in terms of the blue tick that he had, it came from, you know, this year's activities. You know, we even engaged him on a particular service, you know, the 3 Music Awards. Because of his exploits this year, even a lot of the deals, I mean the ambassadorial deals he had, a lot of them, like 90% of them, came after, you know, that whole COVID content that he released. Yeah, so I think this has been a good year for him.
But see, let's not change the nomenclature of what discovery stands for. So it could be his biggest year. It doesn't mean
that he's a
he just popped
discovery.
up this year. He's not a discovery.
Okay, so
please relax. He's been in the system for quite a while. However, this was his year of breaking through or becoming big, like he said, his biggest year.
So you could have fallen under the breakthrough artist or
is this the same as?
No, it is not. That's what I'm saying. Unless, of course, you want to change what the true meaning of discovery is.
Because prior to now, to this year, he's been around. He's
around.
done skits.
Of course.
So
you know, of course.
I mean, target as his biggest year, but don't say he just popped up.
No, well, I don't think I said he just popped up.
No, but that's what discovery is supposed to mean.
No, but you see, often discovery, it is until you get that major recognition.
No,
come on.
True.
You see, someone like.
Wait, that's not true. That's not the true meaning of what.
You see, last year, remember, last year, let me make it clear. Last year, Famia has been there for years. But it took last year for us to see him as a discovery or as a new act. Another thing, Mr. Drew.
Is the new act same as discovery?
Of course. What else is it?
It's not supposed to
see,
be.
let me explain to you. Discovery is different. That's what I'm saying. The true meaning of discovery is. However, the award scheme would want to tweak what
a name to
is
suit
definition from discovery. So don't let us, bunch it together.
For you or your industry
spending so much time on this discovery thing. Can we move on and talk about? So I was asking about. You said still you go for Clemento Suarez, the comic actor, comic or comedian of the year. Comic actor or comedian of the year. Who are you going for, Vida?
For the comic?
Comic actor or comedian of the year.
It doesn't have to be a new person, right?
It's not a discovery.
Yes, I'll go for DKB. I think he entertained me on Instagram or social media with petty jokes on stuff that happened in the country. Yeah. So I think for the comics that I'll go for DKB. I didn't see much of General Ntatia. I don't know if it was because of the campaign that he was involved in or stuff like that. I really like Clemento Suarez as well, So for me, DKB did it for me.
DKB did it
for he entertained me on social media.
I see. Who are you going for?
For this one, I would agree with Ricky.
Clemento.
I think Clemento had a very big year.
Don't you think Obi did as well?
Or
this year was not for
Obi as well. But I think Clemento's rise was huge. Was really huge. The level of talk that he was able to generate. Prominence, relevance, I think was bigger than any other person. So for me, I think Clemento takes a cake for me.
Now, let's talk about the new act of the year. Who do you think?
New act.
Whether we are going to use discovery standard or
now
no.
This is industry standard.
So new act.
But we've seen some new people. I'm surprised when I asked some industry players. We spoke to them and they mentioned Mr. Drew, Famia, and I'm wondering if these are new acts of the year.
I think Mr. Drew will qualify. I think for new act, for me, I think Famia.
When did Mr. Drew start?
Drew,
last year he was relevant. Last year.
How about Creamy as well?
Okay, so now Okay, Yuki, now you can help her with the industry meaning of
Definition.
You know, he's been there. He's
Mm-hmm.
been there, but he hasn't had that breakthrough. You know, Jay was that major
But
song
that was
for
last
him.
year, was
No,
2019.
No, it was
December,
it was December into
2019.
you know, it was
So how do
December
we make
into.
him the
But you
new
know,
artist
even
this
within
year?
this year, the Jay remix also came out, and then his song Eat. That brought, and then he has like 4 songs
Yeah, there's
that
one
are
other
doing
one.
well.
The one with Kelvin Boy.
Yeah, Kelvin. Yeah, the one with
that
Kelvin Boy.
Boy
I
as
think
well.
Love Me or something. He has like 4.
Make you know, leave me
Me alone,
alone.
yeah, leave me, yeah. So he has like 4 or 3 good songs, you know, and that also qualifies him. Even himself, when I engage him a lot of the times, he goes like, Charlie, this year you guys must recognize me as one of the exciting new acts. You know, I think Camido has also been
I was going to
impressive.
ask about him.
Yeah, Camido has been impressive. He's been working, making sure that he's engaged every media platform as far as, you know, the industry is concerned. And for some of us, that's what we look out for. It's not about just putting your music out and sitting home, but this gentleman, every single time, he's invested his time as well in the media space. And I think we really need to commend him. Even though he hasn't gotten a monster hit, his personality has done a lot of work for him. So for me, I'm going to also tip.
Are there new names for you, Vida?
Not really. I think I'll go with Mr. Drew as well, because I think he's done great for himself. I saw him going on tour around the country and all that. So
He did in this COVID
Yeah.
era?
Yeah. He
was-
performed, not tour, but I think
He was, virtually everywhere.
he played shows outside of Accra.
Yeah, and the crowd was crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's hear.
Well, I'm not too sure about Mr. Drew, and his issue will be very contentious for a lot of our skin because it was big in 2019, and so I'll be very coy as to how he would get into the new artist category. The only reason his proponents like Ricky would argue for him is the fact that he's never been nominated in any new artist or discovery of the year category before. And so that should give him a leeway to get into such categories. However, he was huge in 2019. For me, I think a gentleman called LaRusso.
Yeah.
LaRusso was huge. And recently he was featured in Rock Nation's virtual concert with AC Milan. And for me, I think that gentleman did a lot of work and he must be recognized as
I think we are
such.
missing out on Bosom Piyong as well. Bosom had a
Bosom had a
good
good
year.
year.
Yeah, first
Bosom had a
quarter.
good year, but fizzled out during the latter part
Yeah.
of the year. Same for Ewapoyo. But I think it doesn't matter. I mean, once they
exactly.
They had hits.
they had progressive run within the year, they qualified to be in the new artist of the year category.
Not Ajize as well?
Yeah, I think I think I'll.
What music or for which one?
Yeah, music. New act. I think his song was.
But the Jerusalem
soup,
is.
the Jerusalem. The soup.
The soup version.
Abenkwai was.
Why you eyeing
The guy has an EP. I mean,
He's eyeing
can't
He has
take
an
that
app.
slack.
He
He
has
has an app.
Let's take a break. When we are back, there's so much to discuss because we had a lot of beefs in this year. Which of them made your soup? Let's find out after the break.
Do you need a place to hold an event or a place to lodge? Joe's Place, located on the West Hills near New Botiano, Accra, is the place for you.
You are welcome to Joe's Place.
We have a state-of-the-art event center, fully equipped with lighting, LED display screens, and sound system. You can hold your live events, live musical concerts, wedding receptions, birthday parties, and church services at our event center. Our wedding reception package includes free decoration of the 200 seating capacity hall. We also provide wedding chairs, tables and covers, flower stands, couple chairs, wedding backdrops. Our 18-bedroom guest house has standard rooms which can be used by 1 or 2 visitors. We provide restaurant services for our guests. You can locate Joe's Place at Red Top, New Botiano, Accra, just some few minutes drive from the West Hills Mall. Please call 0302 961 906.
High sense movie chapeau.
High sense bronya. 15th December, couple 15th January. What you more? Ni atete ni amani so say.
Who let me say? High sense ni ma. Hey papa. Next check. Next nyam kanianso. High sense pen out of over. Yama 5 years warrant. Hey. Yama 5 years warranty.
High sense ni amani nyina. Ya tete so. Every television,
Refrigerator, test freezer,
air condition,
gas cooker, electric cooker,
washing machine,
mobile phone, sound system,
microwave oven,
blender, iron,
rice cooker,
water dispenser,
kettle,
steamer.
any baby break home.
Hey, high sense bronya.
15th December, couple 15th January.
Hisense showroom bia. And maybe obia. Ya tetu so.
Extra sa ubeko Hisense showroom bia na oni abedija. COVID-19 wo hihye bia ye de gu akwam.
Thank you for your appreciation. I love that.
Hisense. Everyday prices for everyday people. And your Hisense bronya.
Nivea Men Deep Antiperspirant with the power of black carbon formula. 48-hour protection from sweat and bacteria. For a deep, clean feeling that lasts. New Nivea Men Deep Antiperspirant. Nivea Men. It starts with you. Official sponsor of Real.
Tough on stains. With longer lasting freshness. New Omo Extra Fresh with longer lasting freshness.
Ho, 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 ho. Merry Christmas. You better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows you run away. He knows any bad or good. You be good to good to good. He's better out. He's better not cry. He's better not pout. Telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. Ooh yeah. Santa Claus is coming to town. Ooh yeah. Santa Claus is coming to town. Hello everyone, my name is Giovanni Caleb, and when I'm not busy directing notable internationally acclaimed choirs like the Harmonious Chorale, Celestial Praise, and the Winneba Youth Choir, then I'm on TV3 every Friday with Showbiz 360. Singing comes naturally to me, so I'd advise you to join our singing lessons this Christmas. Christmas comes with joy, a lot of giving, and talent display. 2020 can never get this worse. Merry Christmas! Keep watching TV3. Santa Claus is coming to town. Ooh yeah, Santa Claus is coming to town. Ooh, ooh yeah, Santa Claus is coming to town.
Shake no, neto fiya to say Vodafone chip no. Charlie Slay Nation this trip no. Mo be hater, mama chemo trick no. I'm a go getter. Sing I'm a punch, it's a Mayweather. Yeah, punch on point. I do better chance. I rap and I watch it's a beef beggar. Yeah, God rise, judging Obi share your cousin as on judging me. Nasa body ni the rap yanka would bim. Never punchline down him I won't to me. Oh how? Be here for a couple years me buy no one big me. Shout outs to all my hoes, meaning say what they give me. Back on the crowd they say, or no or kind of when you're born a shit. Ain't no baroni, no a buyer one but run a shit. When you see car, blame it on your brand. Every day I'm working baby, nyami team my thing go stand. Yajeje was so na woody some money. What's the wumpe wele? Kwa you na ma where you my money. Rap goddess, making zero impact, making zero hit tracks. Sister you for sit back.
Mete me manchi a me dream me huna minyan krase yes you be kwado wo. Mother of all rappers, the rap goddess who be samina mama wa my bate and hunu. Me di aseminam, me kasa yenso, yema shi say pram. And yes so to you and I will so to you go strike and then me here and then at yam Timoma ne fella no. Mama men cantam. Mumu be any hope to me a ham. O right and never send the lyrics ya wak ye pensaji asra sa kotrensem ajemon sem. Bas ba ma hode sem ba run it drop ba run it wuni ba run it this is ba run it me see when you nothing that dey mo pesa mo yes me fashion she be see when be who say me na what show me.
Oh, it's the girls. Eno, Frida Rhymes and Sister Fia. Oh, I love it. I wish somebody would trigger it again for another one to happen.
My virtual concert of the year would have to be, it's actually a tie between Shatawale's virtual concert and Sarkodie's virtual concert, because I want to give it to Shatawale because he started, you know, this whole virtual thing. Internet sensation. I'd have to give it to Teacher Kwejo. I think he does wonderful skits on social media. So yeah, COVID comedian or actor of the year. Let me give it to DKV. He did well during the lockdown. So yeah, beef of the year would have to be that, you know, social media beef between Reggie Rockstone and Shatawale. It was quite intense. Music video of the year. Okay, so a while ago, someone was able to convince me to choose Say Cheese because it was shot with a mobile phone, and I think that was also creative. So yeah, Say Cheese.
Welcome back, and this is Simply Showbiz. My name is Ms. G. We've been trying to have a quick review of what the year 2020 has been for us in the showbiz industry, and we've talked about the discovery, new talents. We've talked about comic actor / comedian of the year. Now we're moving on to talk about beefs, political song, weather scandals in this year, and we get to wrap up the year quickly. But I want to talk about beefs. This time, I'm being asked to separate the men from the women because people say they had an equal year, and even the women had a better year in terms of beefs than the men did. I don't know, because you're a lady, I start off with you. Even I'm points to you. Yeah. What do you think?
Beef. I mean, you can go without talking about Tracy and Miss Bell. I mean, in as much as it caught a lot of attention on social media, for me as a woman, I wasn't comfortable listening to the kind of things that they were saying. I mean, referring to Papano, confirming that they're actually chasing married men and all that. I mean, these two artists or creative people have gotten the chance to, get close to some big people in the society, political figures for that matter. So for an ailing industry like ours, the only thing that you think about is when they get that chance, they should at least tell them about some of the challenges that we are facing and how best it can be resolved. But here they are, all they talk about is their wealth, their cars, their East Legons, their Trasacos. I wasn't comfortable as a lady listening to my fellow women talk about other married men like that. So the positive one that we can talk about is the Sister Fia and the Frida Rhymes bit. That one was more creative, the creative beef. But that other one, yeah, it was just
body
silly.
shaming each other and all
no,
that.
it was silly. I mean, we need focused, ideas, focused minds to help the industry.
Yeah, so that's your beef of the year will be for Eno and...
I thought you said I should talk about the ladies.
Yes, so Eno is Eno. So
my beef of the year, the positive creative beef of the year was the Eno, Frida Rhymes and Sister Fia.
Is there anything like positive beef?
Because every beef, depending on how you position it, is positive.
Yeah.
Because you see, when they talk about positivity, even the Tracy Misbell beef was positive.
For me, no.
Because they had the numbers, They had the numbers. Because when you do Facebook Live, you see the number of people actually tune in to actually watch them do Facebook Live. So when you talk about positivity, that was positive
but
as
what
well.
do those numbers translate to?
You never know.
What? Advertising for products.
Exactly. You never know. Because the advertiser will say...
posts almost every day that she's advertising somebody's
outfit.
And all
but
that.
when she was ranting, I mean, with all the anger and that, I didn't see any post advertising for...
Top your beef of the year, they had negativity in their lyrics.
Well, I mean, you can't compare that to chasing married men and
beef
flaunting it.
Beef has no formula. Beef is beef. So I'm talking about the positivity. Because seriously, if you talk to Tracy now, she will tell you about the positivity and the beef that she had with Lisbeth. Lisbeth was the same. The numbers. Now, in this generation, it's all about numbers. Once you're able to generate the numbers, regardless of how you do it, that's what goes. But I would go with her with regard to the top, the one that topped the beef list. That's Eno, Sister Fia, and then Frida Rhymes. But big ups to Sister Fia, because she instigated this whole beef among these female artists. And she brought some energy, some verve into that industry. Because otherwise it would have been slow, it would have been dull, it would have been very boring. However, she actually made an attempt to rap. And once you do that, what you do is you actually...
You didn't consider that as rap?
She did well. She did well. But my applause for her is how she brought the energy in that arena. Because once you're a singer and you're trying to come to the domain of rappers, the rappers must set up. And that's exactly what Eno did. Because this is my domain. Why would you want to come in and claim queenship? And so as a rapper, as a quintessential rapper, Eno did what she had to do and take the street credibility. And so for me, I think that beef was good. Essentially, what the ladies did that the men had failed to do over the years was to tap into it business-wise. Because over the years, we've seen a lot of guys beef. Even this year, Sarko there, Assem one-sided beef.
So you're going to the men already?
No, I'm only making a quick comparison. what the ladies did was they were quick in releasing the songs.
Yeah.
And additionally, they were doing music videos. Because if you check, over the period, guys were not doing music videos. They just released the beef.
Yeah.
It goes on Twitter, we talk about it, and that's
Picture
it.
slides.
And that's it. However, music video has become a very good tool when it comes to marketing and a money-making venture as well. So these ladies thought wise and said, listen, you can make money out of this.
And what
beef.
they do is that they give you a teaser of it and direct
Exactly.
it to your
And so for me, I think it worked for them. Apart from the prominence and relevance that it gave them, business-wise, I'm sure Eno, Ifia, and Frida will tell you like it worked. It worked.
Rick, let's come to you.
Yeah.
Which of them?
I think Shatawale versus Sarkodie.
No, the females.
The females. I think Eno and Sister Fia. I mean Sister Fia and Frida Rhymes. Yeah, not because Eno eventually, she got out of it. I saw Eno's beef rather more with Medical than because the first song that came out from Sister Fia, the notion and the conversation out there was a ghostwriter. It was from Medical, and Eno came back to respond and even threw shots at that particular ghostwriter and said certain things, to that ghostwriter, which was, Medical. So Eno's involvement in that whole beef was indirectly or directly to Medical. But the real beef was between Frida Rhymes and Sister Fia, and we all saw, what even happened after. They both even decided to do a song together. So clearly for me, I think it was Sister Fia, Frida Rhymes.
But that's not entirely true.
The song was an old track that he
No,
had
the fact that Sister Fia's Eno's involvement in this whole beef was directed to Medical. I mean, she did like 3 songs. It was only one song that she had some shots for Medical. So it is not entirely true if Ricky says, oh, Eno's involvement in this beef, this 3-way beef was because of Medical. No. Because the 2 songs that she did, even the one song that had Medical's,
Okay, so Arnold, let me just ask, I'm just asking, amongst the 2 other girls, the 2 other ladies in the beef, who did she throw shots at? She only claimed Queen among everybody else.
She threw shots at Sister Fia. She threw shots at Frida Rhymes. It was that song, that one song that they were subliminal.
Thing that the teacher's wives got
you understand? Frida Rhymes shots. Exactly. So shots there, it was only that song that Medical had some subliminal shots directed at him. Even that one crying, we the listeners that put 1 and 2 together and said, this is for Medical. But in those involvement in the beef was to everybody involved. Frida Rhymes. So it was not like she was in there because of Medical. Nah.
Let's go to the men then. The men also had their own beefs. There have been names that have been thrown around as men in this industry who have engaged themselves in some, exchange of words, both on tape and maybe on the internet.
Sarkodie Asem, that's one. It looked like a one-sided beef because Sarkodie was not readily responding to Asem. That's one trick of beef. So when you enter into a beef, if you're an artist, you weigh your pedigree and your positioning and see, say, this beef, if I entangle myself in this beef, how will it help me? Because who am I beefing with? It's a person within my status. It's the person within my pedigree. Then let me go to because beef generates conversation. And so what you want to do is you want to win the followers of this person onto your side or let them have a view of what you are doing, what you are saying. And so you wait. So just in case you win or lose the beef, is it worth it? So for example, in the manifest Sarkodie beef, I think Sarkodie miscalculated. What he should have done was, listen, I'm sitting on this pedestal. I do not need to beef with a certain manifest who was here. So when he made that mistake of beefing with manifest came to his level in terms of at that time.
You think that's why he didn't give?
Of course. I mean, you need to weigh and see that, should I give this person my attention?
But he did He did with the song Sub-Zero.
I was coming there. Yeah. I was coming there, Ricky.
Okay, sorry.
So what I said was readily respond. You know how beefs go? Back, forth, back, forth, back, forth, back, forth. However, if you're an artist like Jay-Z, there's one song that you can send a subliminal shot to the fore, but then you leave it there. You understand? So I'm talking about responding readily. He did not do that because of how he saw it. But at the end of the day, you need to send that person a message. So that was one beef for me. Then Shatawale, Sarkodie as well. I think Wally did some,
and media rounds too.
And I think one day song to Sako, they didn't fly.
Yeah.
That song didn't fly. What other beef?
People have mentioned Shatta and Rockstone.
The Wache beef.
The Wache beef.
That's not
Was
really
there
a
beef?
Because beef there has to be back and forth. I mean, I have a go at you have a go at me, and there's one other beef that transpired within the guys.
I think the one with Samini, the one that
Stone Boy,
yeah. That one.
But there's one. I just forgot.
Sako the Stone Boy.
Sako the Stone Boy.
Yeah.
Sako the Stone Boy.
The plaster
that
beef.
I think it was not
it an Angel Town?
I won't classify that as a beef. I would classify it as a disagreement. So beef is when there's a disagreement, and it translates into a lyrical battle. I go into the studio, you go into the studio, and then we throw shots at each other. But disagreements, I mean, it ends with rants.
Yeah.
And that's it. With explanations and no, beef should progress from just being disagreement into actually going to the studio to do these songs for each other. So I won't classify the Sako the Stone Boy as a beef.
Not even Sako the what's the name?
Boje. Again, one-sided. Sako they never responded to Boje.
I thought that song
so a subliminal shot. Yeah. I mean, people considered it as a shot too. But
how about Kelvin Boy, Stone Boy?
That's
you see, you said that's not also a beef
for me
because it's not lyrical.
It's not lyrical.
But
it's not lyrical unless, of course, you want to change the definition.
Beef of press statements being released.
Yeah, this year we've seen a lot of press statements.
Yeah, being released. Yeah.
Okay, then how about should I say Kennedy Japan versus Obinim?
Was it? Does it fit into this industry?
Now it has become, that industry has become entertainment now.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, of course. Of course. That's
Obinim is a pastor.
But of course. If you go to a lot of, my brother is here, if you go to a lot of the entertainment blogs, they capture, a lot of the entertainment blogs now capture a lot of these stories. Zion Felix would do a lot of,
because he's a lifestyle blogger as well.
So yeah, so I think it was one of the exciting, beefs.
I think we are forgetting one thing. Riala, GMG, and Alon.
Don't go there.
I need an apology.
Don't talk about me again. Don't talk about me again.
Don't go there.
I think
Arnold emotional.
Yeah.
Arnold, you go.
I saw another part of that.
Emotional journalist.
You are right. No, listen. You are right. I got emotional.
Remember I sent you a message.
I got emotional because they positioned me in a way of me hitting on women, and I've been through that episode
really?
before. Yes.
I didn't see that.
Yes.
Anytime there's an issue like that,
yes, that's how it looks. So, and especially when I did not say what they projected that I said, I felt no, it was not, because I've had that experience before. I mean, when Brother used to produce that on Peace FM Entertainment Review, I had a very nasty encounter with Gina Thompson, and so I didn't want to go through that episode again, where you have a lot of people coming at you because they feel you're attacking another female. And so I had to really defend myself. And that's how come you saw me being emotional. Because I didn't want that tag that this gentleman was using his platform to attack another female. So I really had to, clear my name.
So on that note, we take a quick break. When we're back, we're going to look at the virtual concert of the year. There's still more to talk about. Let's find out who were our internet sensations of the year. And what else can we find out? Non-fast song of the year, Jerusalem. I'm already singing. We're back after the break.
So chewing here normal. Say a damage and not dry. Say the ass say ye not it up on some more. And now what color no one will die, no one I say ye. It would be a one who MVP relax up a baby. A begin. Now what the MVP nourishing living conditioner. What the boss setting lotion no swat. Unumwa bounce say yeah beautifully. MVP, where dress a semi shop baby. MVP. I want fan to us so and it's rare.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Whether you like it or not, the dryness and dust is coming. And this time, it might not give up that easily. But do the people have the power to shake it off?
Well, of course they do, and you do too. Kick dry skin to the curb and get smooth, intensely nourished skin with Nivea's deep moisture lotions and lip balms. follow the story online, #done with dryness.
He's making a list, he's checking it twice. He's gonna find out who's naughty or nice. Santa Claus is coming to town. He sees when you are sleeping. I know he knows when you're awake. He knows when you've been bad or good. So be good for goodness sake. Mwah. You better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. Merry Christmas, everybody. My name is Bella Mundi, and I just want to say that it's been a difficult year, honestly. COVID-19 came unexpectedly, and I know that for a lot of us, we lost something. Whether it's a job, it's a family member, missed opportunities, whatever the case, I know that it's been quite difficult for many of us, even for our inability to move around freely and hang out with family and friends and the people that matter and do the things that we had set out to do. But that is why we're celebrating Christmas. And just like the lights flickering behind me, it is just a representation that there's a season for everything. And so you may be in some form of darkness at the moment, but remember that 2021 is going to be a year. Hallelujah, somebody. My name is Bella Mundi, and I'm the host of TV3 New Day and The Day Show. And remember, with The Day Show, we're coming back with new episodes, a brand new season, same for TV3 New Day. And that's why we entreat you all to keep watching TV3, to stick and stay with Media General, and to continue loving us like you always have done. And we will reciprocate that love and continue to give you the best, because we are the first in news and the best in entertainment. Merry Christmas, and I'll see you in 2021. Mwah! I love you guys.
Okay, so welcome back from the break. It's Simply Showbiz. We are trying to wrap up the year. It's a Boxing Day edition. My name is Ms. G. I'm here with Ricky, Vida, and Arnold. And the next category we're looking at is the virtual concert of the year. This year, like Ricky said, we've seen a lot of novelty, and one of them is virtual concerts. So I start with you, Ricky, on your phone. Tell me which of the concerts made it for you.
Not being biased, but I think the 3 Music Awards did.
It was a concert?
Yeah, but what was it?
That was what I was talking
about. No, but what was it?
It was an awards event.
But it was an awards event. There were performances. Okay, so how are you going to rate the concert? How are you going to
We've had
put it in a
problems
concert?
with definition of...
Yeah, because there were performances, of course. Everything else that a concert will do, it happened at the awards event.
No.
Yeah, so I think, and if you look at the views, it was shared on social media. There were 4 million people that actually watched online, 11 million impressions. So for me, I think the 3 Music Awards will top that for me. Also, I think the Seek concert, because it caused a lot of traffic. I'm aware how, it crashed.
That's the virtual, the Black Love concert.
The Black Love concert. Yeah. I'm not just looking at what was popular, but the numbers, the interest. That's why maybe I'm mentioning this. I know Shatawale did his, but I'm not too aware of the numbers, the figures that got involved in it as well. So
all right,
for me, these two are the biggest.
I'll go for the Black Love concert. What really intrigued me was the setup, how they used the Independence area, the lighting and all that. So I'll go for the Black Love.
Arnold.
Well, I have 3, and then I'll take one as the biggest, or the one that I really rate as number 1. Black Love was brilliantly produced. That show was really, really, really well produced. Performances were great, and then the Charterhouse produced COVID event. That one was well produced as well. I like the way they put the thing together, performances and messages and all. However, I will give it to Shatawale's main concert. because of the fact that it was live. Because nothing beats live. If you are doing recording, you have the luxury of time to actually sit, shape the things very well and put them together and give it to us on television. But if you are doing live, it takes a lot of effort, a lot of, you need to be on time, ensure that things are moving on correctly. And that's the only reason why I gave it to Shatta Wale's rain concert. If you remember, you talked about Sikh and Black Lives concert. I mean, a lot of people could not even get access to it because there were issues with, accessibility and, data and all. We didn't have that issue with rain concert. And it had the numbers. And so for the first time in a Shatta Wale concert, YouTube was working. Facebook Live was working. Every other platform for Shatta Wale, in a live event, we had no related issues. And so for me, stage, performance, and for the first time, I mean, Shatta Wale's performance was on top of, he was on top of his,
He did a live performance.
He did a live performance. And for me, I think that rain concert tops it all.
Let's talk about the internet sensation. They say we've had a lot of them this year. Which of them tops for you?
Internet sensation. I'll give it to, two. AY Poyo and then Jacqueline Mensah. That TikTok sensation. I think for me, she took advantage of the season and the platform. And that's good for her and her brand. And AY Poyo as well. AY Poyo was able to make a lot of inroads, especially in Southern and Eastern Africa, with whatever he did. I'm a Goat and a few other songs. You actually have the South Africans and the Eastern African guys supporting AY Poyo than the Ghanaians. And so for me, I think these two people did it for me.
Vida.
Okay, I'll go for Mona.
For waiting.
Haja for
say what?
I think the quality of a video, I mean, it tops it for me. Not the singing though, just for the video. I mean, for the first time and first single to release such a quality video, I think it's something that other artists should also, take a cue from. So I give it to Mona. But I have downsides though. Kiapim Polo, the whole naked baby shoot. And that Facebook guy who said he was going to rape.
DJ Switch.
DJ Switch. I don't know where. The guy just deleted himself from Facebook, and we didn't hear anything about it again. I know Kiapim Polo had to visit the CID.
I think she's still in court.
So, and the Kiapim chiefs also summoned her. Till date, I don't know whether she went there low key and we didn't hear about it all. So I really need to know what happened in these few days to the end of 2020.
I mean,
so I think she was complaining that these days brands do not want to patronize her. She was complaining on Instagram. And I'm like, you caused it. I mean, nobody wants to work with. Anyway, let me just say it.
I think this year was good for people to break out through the internet because obviously people were a lot more on their phones. I got 7 names. Right. Jacqueline Mensah, I think 8 names. Jacqueline Mensah is one of them. Bosum Piyong, an amazing.
Piyong?
Yeah, Bosum Piyong broke out this year. Yes, Atadra, like 2nd of January. That's when the song broke out.
Yeah,
Atadra was that's that early. AY Poyo, Ablekuma Nana Lace, the Kumerika group. There are a lot of them, and then. Day Trash, those two. What was their names?
The guy, Ignatius.
Yes, the Ignatius and the lady.
Ignatius and Free Love.
Yeah, I think it has been an amazing year for them, and I think this other guy, your Nanama, your past is not the present.
The past is not the present. I think it's coming on Day Trash as well. We're looking forward to seeing
so I think it has been a good year for a lot of people to break out. If you didn't break out this year,
what's the last one? Who's the last one?
Yeah, Nanama, the past is not
the broken-hearted.
Okay.
If you didn't break out this year, then Charlie.
Quickly, artist of the year.
Artist of the year, I think I'll give to either Kiddy or Famia. Kiddy had 2 big songs, even when COVID was very, very, artist peak. Enjoyment, if you remember, we even hosted him. Enjoyment at the time. Enjoyment at a point was the only biggest song for a month. Enjoyment was very huge. And then he came back again with Say Cheese. It's unfortunate there were no shows. If there were, we would have seen Kiddy's impact. Kiddy naturally is laid back. He's quiet. He won't be on social media doing a lot of, stuff for you to recognize or acknowledge his visibility. So I think these activities that he put out, which were huge, would make it for me. And then Famia had like 4 or 5 songs. If you Long Life, Eja, give me long life. He had Unima Bisa Grandma. He had a couple of comfort quad there. I think Famia has done a lot of good songs this year. So for me, if you take out the big names, I think the big names, even Shatawale himself has admitted that. So I think, Arnold, we should keep it in our head. He's written it in a post that this year he knew he didn't do anything. He's admitted that this year he didn't release any songs because he was being strategic and blah, 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 blah.
Just that they were not his songs. Let's clarify.
Okay, well, so I think, these are the two big names for me. Kiddy, Famia, Artist of the Year.
Arnold, Artist of the Year.
Well, I think Kiddy can make a very legitimate claim for Artist of the Year. However, the last quarter of the year he's been very slow, and that's a problem for Lynx, because in their books, if Kiddy is on the rise, they would want to
keep Kwame Eugene on the low.
Keep Kwame on the low. If Kwame is on the rise, they want to keep them on the low. It's rare for the two of them to actually be on top at the same time, and so that's Lynx's issue. But however, he still would have to make a claim for Artist of the Year. However, I think it's Medical's title to lose. Because Medical has had a very buoyant year, no dispute about it. The gentleman has been working since, and this year he's been very loud. And so it's a tussle between Kiddy and Medical. But I feel Medical has
Arnold, quick one on Medical. I'm just asking a few specifics. I just ask. Arnold, I just ask questions.
You don't need 2 or 3 songs. When you go to VGMA, they tell you that
one song can do it for you.
You don't think he's got that hit?
So even Ketcha stands a chance if it's just one
which
song.
is last.
That's a chance. Yeah.
Ketcha, I think, also takes. We also have to make a claim. But for me, I think the most hard-working artist with a hit song, Medical.
Which is that hit song that you're hammering on?
Oh, but we don't know the hit
song.
Well,
La House Sulu.
Yes,
I'll go for Stonebwoy.
You go for Stonebwoy.
He's not part of. Okay.
What else? What else?
This year?
What else? No, but this is why.
This year,
Stonebwoy. Putu, if it's one popular song, that is, I mean.
But it's true. Putu was a very, very
after making
song.
Aisha Modi your discovery of the year, you couldn't tell us that Stonebwoy can also be.
Discovery was not because of Putu.
But he was Stonebwoy. I mean, yes.
Amongst the top 3, I think he's been the one who has his album alone, the activities.
The Angoga Junction album. I mean, it was crazy. With the Nominate song and all that. So I'll go for
the disqualification of VGM, but of course,
this is simply Showbiz Awards. Stonebwoy. I mean, I'll go for him.
Political song. It happens only 4 years.
Mahama Fa.
And you.
Mahama Fa.
Oh, nobody said 2020.
Anka Sako de Krani de no.
Hey, boy, I got to the
somebody did some political song.
Yeah.
Which one was that?
Please,
it's okay. It's okay. But do we all agree that we should give the non-fast song to Ajize?
Yeah, the Abenkwai and the
Kubankwai. Interestingly, that actually projected him. This year, it made him huge.
Yeah. Are you sure there was an occasion on fast song?
Yeah, it's a non-fast song.
Let's give to you.
No. I'm
a goat.
Charlie.
That's original.
The thing you now say the thing go.
That's an original piece. Let's commend Ajize for giving us the Jerusalem.
Is this a year that we can actually put anybody as a Showbiz personality of the year? Is this a year that we can look at anybody and see this is the person who we can say all through? But in all our discussion, we've also thrown out the movie industry as well.
For me, I think we had issues with the movie industry because of COVID and all that stuff. But I think Yvonne did well. She had 2 of her movies, premiering on Netflix, and we all know how big Netflix became this year. And so for her to actually have 2 big movies on Netflix, that was huge for her and her production team. So big ups to everyone else.
Is that you want to add anything?
No, I'm thinking of the Showbiz personality. I think that's.
Who is that?
I'm thinking of
it. Is anybody you're thinking of? Please.
I'll give it to John Dumelo.
Yeah, man.
Why?
Yeah, man.
Why
not? Yeah, man. I think so.
Why are you giving it to John Dumelo? There must be a reason.
Because of his decisions,
exploits and achievements.
Attempt to enter into politics and to go into parliament. I think that's
that.
Oh yes.
Is that just?
Yes. That's not just though.
Thank you so much. So we are spending our last Saturday with Arnold, Vida, and Rick, and we thought it wise to also celebrate them for making it on our show anytime we call them. So we've got some gifts for you. So you're going to pass it to around. So this is going all the way to.
Don't edit that part.
Thank you.
you know, it's better than
I will
nothing.
do
Yes.
So, yeah.
I mean,
so we are
thank
still
you
on
so
TV.
much.
Your favorite Christmas song?
Yeah, Everlasting.
Oh
Which
no.
one?
Pam, 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 pam.
It's Everlasting.
So there, quickly, yours.
Everlasting by Stonebwoy.
Happy Day.
Happy Day.
Made it for you. The biggest song.
No, darling.
No, darling, is it for Arnold, and that will be it for today's edition. In
outs
fact,
to-
we're wrapping up the year today on Simply Showbiz. The next time you see us will be in 2021, hopefully. But remember to join us up there, Akosombo, as we go for the 3FM all-white party. My white dress is ready. I'm going to party all night. See you. And tomorrow is the finals of TV3 Mentor. We want to watch that as well. So see you in 2021. Have a great weekend.